What is up, everyone? It is Friday. I placed an order on Sunday, which was 5 days ago, and I received it yesterday. So it only took 4 days. That's the fastest I've ever gotten an order from this company. I realized in watching some of the other guys play their games over the past few weeks, even a few months, I haven't ordered anything in a while, and I like unboxing. I like ordering new stuff. So I was watching the NFL Throwback YouTube channel. If you're not watching that channel, you should be watching that channel. It's fantastic. NFL Throwback. So that right there tells you that it's football. And I thought I'm gonna order something. And I'm gonna figure out how to play it. So let's bring it into focus here. Here's your box, and you can probably see right there. It says APBA games. So and it's football, so we know we got a season coming. I really didn't know what season I wanted to buy. As I was looking around, I was looking at on Pro Football Reference and all the different stats for each year, who did well, who didn't, what the Browns' record was. I don't want to buy a season when the Browns are bad, and that really limits what I can buy, unfortunately. And I didn't want to like buy like a season and say, oh, I'm going to play the whole season. I'm just going to play random games here and there. I did that with 2012. I haven't played it yet. I don't really have a good way to keep stats with that one because I created custom teams. I'll get to it at some point. But I wanted to do something with this one, something special with this one, something different. So I created a bracket because I love brackets. And I'm going to play a March Madness style top 32, 28 in this case, tournament. But first, let's talk about the year. Before I get into the bracket, let's talk about the year that I bought here. So let's open this bad boy out. Like 4 days. It only took 4 days for me to get it. The post office said it would take until tomorrow, which is 6 days, and then it actually came 2 days early. So I was pretty happy about that. Here's my envelopes. Here's a couple of boxes. And, I have right now 58. I have 65. I have 70, 72, and right. No, what do I have? I don't have 70. I have 58, 65, 72, 80, and 89. So I got a pretty wide array of seasons. So I need something that fit in the middle there. And I decided to go with 1983. And the main reason I went with 1983, it's very simple, really. I was looking at the leading players, the passers, the rushers, and I saw that I could play with some of the older players from the 70s who were still playing in the early 80s, but I could also play with Dan Marino and Joe Montana. And this is young Dan Marino. This, I think, is Dan Marino's rookie year. I have the 84 Marino Topps card, which I thought was his rookie card, and I thought it was his rookie year, but that's the year I think he threw for 48 touchdowns. 83 might have been his rookie year. I think he was like 22 or 23 years old during this time. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I thought, let's play this bracket. Let's have a little bit of fun. A lot of tape here. It's like how I wrap a Christmas present. Let's see, is that gonna be there? Let's take a look at some of the teams. Oh, it's on all four sides. And some of the players that we get to play with. I don't remember what the Browns' record was that year. Maybe 9-7. I think it's Brian Sipes last year because in '84, stupid Paul McDonald comes in. I can't stand Paul McDonald. He shunned me once at a autograph signing. I was like 6. And it was a grocery store, and you go down the lane where they check you out, and he was sitting there, and he's talking to some girl like this, just signing autographs. I couldn't stand him. Anyway, so that's Paul McDonald was 84, and then Bernie came in 85. So this, I believe, is Brian Sipes last year. We'll start with this first box, if it'll actually open. What are we doing here? What are we even doing here, man? There we go. All right, so I love clean, crisp APBA football cards. I love it. All right, so what do we got? We got Atlanta. What's funny is this here. I don't know how to even check it, but this literally could be the first set I ever had because I started playing this game right around 83, 84. So this could be the first set that I ever had. I wish there was a way to verify that. William Andrews for Atlanta. He's a 4 running back. Steve Bartkowski. There you go. There's a name for you. All right, come on. Zoom. There you go. Steve Bartkowski. Look at that. He's a 4. I think the Packers' Lynn Dickey led the league in passing that year in yards. So it's so funny. In '89, you got guys like Montana and Marino, and there are other guys I can't think of. But leading the league in passing yards was Don Mikowski of the Packers. This year, you got Marino, you got Montana, and leading the league, I believe, in passing yards was Lynn Dickey. So there's Atlanta. All right, let's see. We got Baltimore. I don't even know what teams I really care about right now. Let's see. Baltimore. There's Buffalo. So Baltimore. This is the Colts. Who is their quarterback? Oh, these things are dry. Holy cow. Oh, Curtis Dickey was their running back. I didn't know he was a 4 at any point. Wow. Curtis Dickey. He was pretty good. I remember him. Oh, Nesby Glasgow. I think I just played with him in one of the other sets I played in. Who was their quarterback? Mark Herman. He was a backup. Chris Hinton was a 4. Wonder how they did. They got some decent players here. Randy McMillan, a fullback 4. Look at that. A fullback 4. I know nothing about him. It's a good running game, though. I'm not going to see guys like Unitas and Lenny Moore and Mike Pagel, I believe. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at him. You want to use him as a kicker, Mike Pagel. He's a 3. But I'm not sure why his K column is so good. And look at that, his R column. I'll tell you what. That dude was running the ball back then. I got to look at his. You know what? Let's look at his stats. Why is Mike Pagel so good in 1983? Let's see here. Let's go Pro Football Reference. Oh, where are we at? All right, this is 80. This is 65. Let's get to 83. And let's flip over here. Let's get to 83. Let's figure out why Mike Pagel was so good. Raiders beat the Redskins in the Super Bowl this year. So the Colts, they were 7-9. Mike Pagel. What is with this? Why am I getting these stupid ads now? I don't want your dumb videos. Go away. Oh, God, I hate ads. Mike Pagel, 15 games, 7-8. He wasn't even a 50% completion guy. 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Not great. Well, 54 for 441. So he averaged whatever that is. That's like, 8 or 9 yards a carry right there. So, boys, he's running the ball. That'll be a fun one. 54. I might even put him in my running back locators. All right. What else we got here? All right. It doesn't look like we have anybody special there. Let's get to Buffalo. Joe Cribbs. I see Joe Cribbs for Buffalo. Buffalo's quarterback back then would have been, oh man, I can't even think of that. Oh, there's Joe Cribbs. He's a 4. He's good. Love seeing that K column. Funny thing about that K column is you roll a 66, get that K column, and you roll like a 34 and ends up at an 18. He gains like 6 yards. It's kind of a letdown. Joe Ferguson might have been their quarterback at the time. There he is. He's a 3. Anybody good here? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to go through each one, especially with them they're really dry. You got Chicago. I think another reason I like this one is because of Walter Payton. I don't know if I have a season. I guess 1980 would have Payton. I just haven't played with him yet. So Bob Avellini, Brian Baschnagel. Yeah, there's some players in here. Mark Bortz. There's Jimbo Covert. I know Mark Bortz was pretty good, but not in 1983 he wasn't. In 1985 he was. Dave Durson. This is like when the Bears, 46 defense, they still weren't great. Like there's Dan Hampton's a 4. He's a QS4. Jay Hilgenberg, only a 3. I bet you he's a 5 in 89. Dennis McKinnon. Yeah, they don't have. There's Jimmy Mack. Look at him. Why are these guys kickers? Is this because they punted? Like, why are their kicking numbers so good? That's so strange to me. That's a pretty good quarterback or card for a 3. Jim McMahon, Punky QB. Steve McMichael's only a 3. There's Peyton. Peyton's only a 4. Wow. Boy, and he must have thrown a touchdown or two. Look at that. Look at that. 1s and 2s all over the place. So he must have had a couple of good completions. Make him the starting quarterback. Let's see. Nobody else in here that really matters to me. Otis Wilson. Otis the Stick. Wilson. I was listening to the what do you call it? The Dateline channel on Sirius XM, where basically the murder channel, where they do true crime. And one of these guys, was it Dave Dorson? One of the safeties for the Bears was involved in like this this whole murder thing with like an ex-girlfriend, I think it was. I don't remember who it was. Dave Dorson's the first name that came to my mind. I don't think it was Dave Dorson though. To look that up. Let's see. We got Cincinnati. Before I get to Cleveland, we'll just go to a quick Cincinnati. Is Kenny Anderson going to be our quarterback? There he is. He's a 3. Great mustache on Kenny Anderson. He'll be a 3. Jim Breach as your kicker. Louis Breeden. These are names I know. Then you get to this guy. I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I had a hatred for Chris Collinsworth, and I don't know why. I mean, he played for the Bengals. Maybe I was a Browns fan, but for some reason, I hated him. And now, I mean, I think he's a good announcer nowadays. When I was a kid, it was like this weird. I don't know where it came from. Isaac Curtis. Did they have a Esiason in '83? No. Okay, he's not in here at least. Pete Johnson, yeah. Larry Kinnebrew. I remember all these guys. Tim Crumry. Tim Crumry's only a 2. I bet you he was a 5 in later seasons. I mean, he's a good player. Dave Lapham. Is Dave Lapham the radio guy that I can't stand? Their color guy. Not their play-by-play guy. Their color guy is one of the worst radio guys. He takes Homer to the next extreme. Oh, there's Anthony Munoz. Yeah, he's a 5. Of course he's a 5. He's probably a 5 every year he played. He was really good. Anybody else in here that matters too much to me? No. Okay, let's get to the Browns. All right, Cleveland. All right, so you got Willis Adams, Dick Ambrose, Mike Babb, Matt Barr, Chip Banks. Chip Banks is a 5. QS2 W4. Wow, he dropped back and passed. And look at that. He's a WR column, so he must have had a pick 6 that year. With those 1s and those 4s and 5s, so he must have done all right that year. Rocky Belk, never heard of him. Wide receiver Rocky Belk. Let's see, Larry Brazil, Thomas Brown, Clinton Burrell. Reggie Camp, he was around in the 80s. Dale Carver, Bill Cons, Tom Cousineau. Tommy Cousineau, I remember him. He was a good player. Look at, he's a W5. These linebackers that have the W ratings higher than the QS ratings are intriguing to me, that they drop back in so much passing. Johnny Davis, Joe DeLamalure, another Buffalo guy. Wasn't Cousineau also Buffalo? Joe D and Cousineau both. He was a 4. Tom DeLeon, Doug Deacon. Love Doug Deacon. Look at that. Look at that. Doug Deacon was an offensive lineman. He's also an ET3. So he came out as a tight end a couple times. Played pretty well, apparently. And for Dixon, let's see, Paul Farron, Ricky Feature, Vegas Ferguson. Vegas Ferguson. I have him for another team. Did he play for the Steelers? Vegas Ferguson. That name sounds so familiar to me. That Vegas sounds so familiar to me. Maybe because I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago. Elvis Franks, Bob Golick, Jeff Gossett, Boyce Green, number 30. I remember Boyce Green. I think he wore jersey number 30. Went to Carson Newman College. There he is, halfback 3. Al Gross, Dino Hall, Harry Holt. I remember Harry Holt. Yeah, boy, tight end. He was a 2, but he was a B3. So he wasn't very good, but if you threw him the ball, he caught it. Let's see. Robert Jackson. Eddie Johnson. My dad and I used to call him No Neck. Number 50. Was he 50? 51? I think Eddie Johnson was number 51. Had no neck. He went chest to head. Let's see. Lawrence Johnson. Bobby Jones. I believe that is probably not Ahmad Rashad, but that's actually a different player named Bobby Jones. I have no idea who he is. Never heard of him. And he was 83 right into when I started watching the Browns. Dave Logan, another great mustache. EB3, AB4. All right. Clay Matthews should be a Hall of Famer. They have pretty good defense this year. Oh, there he is. Boo. Boo, Paul McDonald. Boo. Can't stand him. Oh, can't stand you. Can't stand you. Ozzie Newsome, ET4. He was EB. Wow, he must have lined up outside a few times. He was the best tight end in football back then. Him and Kellen Winslow. All right, let's see. Linebacker, corner. Mike Pruitt. There he is. Halfback 4. So that's some good running backs. Dave Pizzoli, big number 72 in the middle. Big Dave. Cody Risen. I once went to my previous life, I was selling software to high school football teams. And I once went to a high school in Texas. And I said, "Sir, why do you have a picture of Bernie Kosar on your wall?" He said, No. That guy blocking in front of him is Cody Risen. He's the head coach's brother. And I was like, that was so awesome. That rivals the time that in that previous life, I had a phone set up in my bedroom in my house because I was working from home every day. And I got a phone call from Sam Ratigliano, who I believe was at Liberty, and he was interested in our software. And to get a phone call from Sam Ratigliano was kind of cool. Brian Sipe, he's a 3. There he is. He's their starting quarterback that year. Like I said, I think it's his last year. Let's see. Straka, Dwight Walker. I have no idea who Dwight Walker is. Apparently he's a halfback. Curtis Weathers. Not Clarence Weathers. Curtis Weathers. They had Clarence as a receiver. I don't know who Curtis Weathers is. And all right, there you go. There are the Browns. And I actually sorted them really quick so that I could easily put them together later. All right, so there's the Browns. Who else do we want to look at here? I mean, we got to get to Miami. Going to Miami. Dallas. All right, here we go. Let's start at the back of Dallas. Danny White. Oh, no, Randy White. So, Danny White. He's a quarterback 4. I thought he was a starting punter. Remember, he's one of the last quarterbacks that punted. He's the PB. He's a backup punter. He's a quarterback 4. Then you got Randy White, defensive tackle, 5. Was Dallas good that year? Let's see. Dallas was... Yeah, they were 12-4. Oh, my God. Pro Football Reference is getting terrible with the ads. Yeah, Dallas was a 12-4. Let's find anybody good here. We got Doug Cosby. Hey. Tight end, A5. Anthony Dickerson, linebacker 4. Pat Donovan, tackle. Tony Dorsett, there he is. Tony Dorsett. Was this the year of the 99-yard run on Monday Night Football against the Vikings? He's an A4. I think that was the late 70s, like 78 or 79. There's Tony Dorsett. Mm-hmm. Who else we got here for Dallas? Oh, look at that. Oh, we got Tony Hill. Wide receiver 4, A7. Nice. Tony Hill. But right underneath, we got Gary Hogeboom in the 1983 set. He will go on to be the starting quarterback for the Phoenix Cardinals in my 1989 set. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Ed Too Tall Jones playing next to Randy White. QS4. Defensive end 4. Got Harvey Martin also playing on the other side. He's an N3, but he's a 2. He's a 4 against the run. He's a 2 against the pass. Oh, man. Let's see. Timmy Newsome. Drew Pearson, EB4. A5. Come on, focus. There you go. Focus. There you go. All right. Tom Rafferty, a center 4. Herbert Scott, a guard 4. They had a pretty good line, offensive line. There's your kicker, Raphael Septien. I remember him. Raphael Septien. Anybody else here? For Dallas. Everson Walls. He's a 4. They're a pretty good team. For 12. Oh, he's a 5, actually. For 12 and 4. Pretty good team. All right. Who's next? All right, we're going to skip some of these teams. I can't get through all of them. So we're going to skip Denver. Do I care about Detroit? Oh, Detroit went 9-7 that year. How'd they do that? Is what's his name? Billy Sims on this team? Let's see. Oh man, is Bob Gagliano on this team? Boy, I hope not. That guy stinks. All right, so looking at Detroit. I mean, again, they went 9-7. I expect to find a few 4s. Jeff Chadwick on the wide receiver. There's Gary Danielson, who goes on to be the backup for the Browns in a couple of years. Gary Danielson. I'm telling you, go find that NFL throwback video of every team's quarterback history. It's so good. We got some linemen here, linebackers that are 4s. Let's see. They got a pretty good defensive backfield, a couple of 4s. Eric Hipple, he's a 3. I wonder who their starting quarterback was. You got Hipple, you got Danielson. God, I love these cards. It just reminds me, I think, of collecting football cards, which I did as a kid. I think that's why I love these cards. There's Billy Sims. He's a 4. He's also an A5. So he's catching passes, too. Billy Sims. 55. This is 83, so he's actually 28. As this season gets started, he turns 28. I wonder if they weren't playing run and shoot in 83. They didn't start doing that until probably later in the 80s. Who else we got here? Green Bay. Let's take a look at Lynn Dickey's card, since I'm pretty sure he led the league in passing yards. Whoops. All right, so Green Bay. Wonder who their receivers were. They went 8-8 that year. Let's see. Lynn Dickey, 4,458 yards. That's got to be a big number for back then. 4,400. Let's see. Their leading receiver only had 58 catches. Wow. So, but yeah, it was James Lofton. So let's look at his card real quick. James Lofton had 58 catches for 1,300 yards. He averaged 22.4 yards per reception. He only had 8 touchdowns. There he is. He's an A6. He's an EB4 A6. Yeah, there's a lot of yak there. And then they also have John Jefferson and Paul Kaufman. Paul Kaufman led the team with 11 touchdowns. There he is. Oh, he's a 4. I never heard of him. He's an EB. He must be their tight end. He's an ET4, EB4. They also have John Jefferson. So they had some pretty good receivers. Here's Lynn Dickey. Oops. There he is. He's a quarterback 4. Look at all those single-digit numbers. That's how you know it's a good quarterback. At 30, what do you got? At 42, he's a 9. At 45, he's a 12. It's usually a 17 or 18 for guys. At 64, he's a 10. 53, he's a 10. So he's completing a lot of short passes. Even at 13, he's an 11. And 53, he's a 10. Yeah, so he's completing on short pass. He's going to get like 4-yard completions, but he's going to complete passes. Anybody else? Who led the team in rushing? Let's see. That would have been, Jerry Ellis. The only 696 yards rushing overall for this team, or for the leading rusher on this team. There he is. He's a 4, though. He's their fullback. Jerry Ellis, no relation. He must have thrown a pass or two. See those single digits in the passing column. All right, that's Green Bay. And I can't go through all of them, but I'm having a blast going through a bunch of them. I just want to look at one player for Houston. You might be able to guess who that player is. Now, let's see. We aren't even into the second box yet. Okay, there we go. For Houston, I should have an Earl Campbell, right? I think he played during this time. Yeah, there he is. He's a halfback 4. Earl Campbell, big man, getting his jersey ripped off. Every highlight I see is the same play where he gets his jersey ripped off and gets about 15 yards. Earl Campbell, halfback 4. Let's keep it going here. Who else we got? We got Kansas City. We'll skip past them. A lot of Kansas City cards, though. Holy cow. Kansas City had a lot of players. Look at that. I guess, yeah, I guess it's about the same as everybody else's. Then you got the Raiders. This is when they were in Los Angeles, which I like them so much better in Oakland. Mark Wilson as their quarterback. Oh, that's N. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's your Raiders. Marcus Allen right on top is a 4. Again, look at the single-digit passing numbers. Wow. So interesting. Wonder why... Wait, why does he have 2? This is interesting. He's got 2 cards, but neither of them are for special teams. So what is the second card for? I guess if he recovers a fumble, then you use the other card. Use this card. Because it goes to the R column. So you use that card. This is his regular running back card. You can see he's got a K column. At 11 here, he just has a 1. So I've never seen that before. He has his own separate card for recovering a fumble. There's Cliff Branch. I just played with the 72 Raiders, so this is 11 years later, and there's Cliff Branch. He was a 2, and he was 24 years old, and now he's probably 35, and he's a 3, and he's an A. I think he was a C1 in the game I just played in 72. He's an A5 in this one. Oh, Big Todd Christensen, another great mustache. He's got great hair and a great mustache. Todd Christensen, he's an A. Look at that. He's got the A asterisk I was talking about. I mentioned to Dave Gardner on his channel a couple of weeks ago when he was talking about how he sets up his plays. He's got the A star, meaning it doesn't matter what defense you roll, A, B, or C, you always look at the A column for him when he's the receiver. What they do? They have a pretty good team here. What did they do that year? Oh, they won the Super Bowl. That's right. They went 12-4 and they won the Super Bowl. I wonder who their quarterback was. Was it Mark Wilson? Did he start their games? Oh, Plunkett played for them. So Plunkett started 14 games, went 10-3. Mark Wilson played 3, 2-1. Marcus Allen, 4 of 7, 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's why he had those single-digit numbers. So, anybody else in here we care about? I mean, there's going to be some 4s and 5s in here, I'm sure. Greg Pruitt's on this team, ex-Cleveland Brown. Good for him for getting a Super Bowl ring. And let's see, I don't care about Denver. So this was Los Angeles N. Is that where we ended here? Yeah, okay. So let's go to the other box now, if I have enough room. Going to the other box. Okay, what do we got? All right, we got more Los Angeles. Oh, here we go. Here's Miami. We're gonna have a whole bunch of guys that have last names of B for Miami: Barnett, Baumhauer, Bennett, Benson, Betters, the 2 Blackwood brothers, Bocamper, Bowser, Brown, Brzezinski. I remember they were the Killer Bees. A lot of them there. A lot of B's. Where's Marino? That's what I want to see. Marino. Do they have the Marks brothers? Is Duper and Clayton on this team in '83? I doubt it. They went 12-4. Your starters. Oh, I see Clayton. So who got the receptions? So really, Tony Nathan led him in receptions with 52. And then Mark Duper and the human whirlybird, Nat Moore. Look at Bob Baumhauer. He's a 5. Killer Bees, man, they were good. They were good. There's Doug Betters, also a 5. He's a QS 10. Blackwoods, you got a 3 and a 4. Oh, man, too bad. Imagine you're the 3 in the family. I bet Lyle Blackwood got better Christmas presents from his parents. He's a 4. Glenn Blackwood's a 3. Kim Bocamper's a 4. Yeah, the Killer Bees. They were big. They were good back then. Especially after this week's game where they were awful in 2025. There's Clayton. So Clayton was a 2. He's a C1. He's only 22 years old, so this could be his first year. Not yet. I won't say it, but let's just say he got suspended for the first game of, I think, 1989 for, you know what I mean. There's A.J. Dewey. He's a 4. It's a good defense. I can't wait to play their defense. Mark Duper is there. So Duper and Clayton are both there. Oh, yeah, Duper was second. Clayton was waiting. Clayton had 6 catches that year. There's Duper. He's an EB4A5. Where's Marino? There's Bruce Hardy, Duriel Harris, Eddie Hill. Let's see. Where's Marino? Bob Kuchenberg. He was a 4. God, this was a good team. I can't wait to play with this team. That's going to be fun. Tony Nathan. He's a 4. And he's an AB5. I mean, he led the team in probably rushing and receiving. There's Marino. Marino's a 4. Look at that 1 down there at 66. Roll a 66, you get a touchdown. And then the same thing with him. 53 is an 11. 64 is a 9. 42 is a 9. 13 is an 11. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be a fun one to play with. Marino. I'll play with Miami pretty quick. Anybody else I care about here? Oh, I forget there's some guys in the back here from Miami. Yeah. Okay. We got Minnesota. New England. How was New England that year? New England was 8-8. They were second in the division, 8-8. Who was their quarterback? Throwing the ball for New England that year was Steve Grogan and Tony Eason. Grogan got 12 starts. Eason got 4. So Julius Adams is a 4. Raymond Claiborne is a 4. Tony Collins is a 4. So they got some decent players. There's Eason. Tony Eason's a 2. But he only started 4 games. He went 2-2. Both guys were 500. As Grogan went 6-6. There he is. He's a 3. He's 30. He's already 30 years old in this season. 1983. He's got some good numbers, though. Could be an interesting one to play with. John Hanna. He's a 5. I remember having his football cards. John Hanna. I think I can picture that 1982 Topps one pretty easily. John Hanna. Guard 5. Brian Holloway, I don't know who that is, but he's a 4. I mean, they had a decent little offensive line that year. Let's see. Roland James is a 4. So for an 8-8 team, they got a lot of guys above 3. Stanley Morgan. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh, there's Andre Tippett. He's a 3. I thought Andre Tippett was better than that. He must have had not one of his better years. I could have swore he was a 4 or 5, probably an 85 when they went to the Super Bowl. He's probably a pretty good card. Mark Van Egan. Yeah, okay. All right. There's the Patriots. What do we got else? We got New Orleans. We got the Jets. New Orleans, the Jets. Anybody else we care about here? Jets and Giants. You got Philly. Yeah. We get into the NFC, and you lose me a little bit, in the 80s when I was really just a Browns fan. And my hatred of Chris Collinsworth could shine through, apparently. Oh, did I hate him? I don't even know why. Absolutely no reason. Here's the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see if they got our boy, hometown boy. Well, hometown I don't know about, but college town I know. Let's see. Is Jaws in here? No? Wait, he's got to be in here. Wasn't he their quarterback? There he is. Youngstown State's own. It's like a half an hour down the road from me, Youngstown State. Jaworski playing there right around the same time as the guy that played Al Bundy. Ed O'Neill playing at Youngstown State also. Jaws with a pretty good card. All right, what else we got? We got some Steelers here. I know you got some. I know I got some Steelers fans out there. I can think of at least one, so we'll talk about them real quick. They went this year. I think they won the division 10-6. Yeah, they won the division at 10-6 this year. Let's run through them. I'll tell you how many of the guys I can't stand. Can't stand you. All right, Abercrombie. I remember him. Walter Abercrombie, running back. Gary Anderson, the kicker. Let's see. Mel Blount was a 4. He was a 4 in the game I just played from 72, I think. And then you got Bradshaw. I didn't know Bradshaw still played in 83. No wonder they went 10-6. They didn't have to deal with Mark Malone or Bubby Brister. Mark Malone, though. Great mustache. Let's see. Who else we got? Robin Cole. I met Robin Cole. Again, in my previous life, I was at a coach's clinic in Pittsburgh, in Greentree, the Holiday Inn Greentree, and Robin Cole had a booth right across from us, and I had to be friendly to him for 2.5 days, which I was friendly. I also hate Pittsburgh, or I hate the Steelers. I don't have a problem with the city, except it's got a lot of hills. People that live there, man, a lot of hills. Let's see. There's Franco. He's a fullback 4. Let's see who else we got here. Tunch Ilkin, I remember him. Jack Lambert, one of the uglier men in football. He's a 5. W3QS. I didn't know Lambert. A lot of these guys I thought were 70s guys. I would have never put them in the 80s. There's Mark Malone. He's a QB2. I hope I get to play with him one of these games. Mike Merriweather, he was a 4. He's a good player. They have Swan and Stallworth, because that's who I didn't get to play with them in 72. Will I get him in 83? Oh, I see Stallworth. Whoa, Donnie Shell, he's a 4. Pretty good defense here. Then you got Paul Scansey. I didn't know he played for Pittsburgh. I think he's in my Seattle or my Detroit in my 1989 set. Then there's Stallworth. He's a 3. And oh, no Lynn Swan. That's disappointing. Mike Webster, he's a 5. Yeah, all right, so this will be a good team to play with. Be a good team to root against, right? All right, we got some St. Louis Cardinals. We don't care too much about them. Let's see, who else we got? Some San Diego Chargers. I kind of have a soft spot in my heart for the San Diego Chargers simply because I love Eric Coryell and I love Dan Fouts. And who'd they have? Let's see. Who were their receivers back then? They had the tight end, Kellen Winslow. And then they had, wasn't it Wes Chandler? Who was the other one? Was there a Jefferson there? There's James Brooks. James, did he play for the Bengals? Was that before the Bengals? There's Chandler, EB4. A6. They're going to be fun to play with. How'd they do that year? Oh, they were 6-10. That's disappointing. So they're going to have some 2s. There's Fouts as a 4. So he's going to have some interception numbers or something because as a 4, 12 is a 25, 32 is a 21, 41 is a 20. So he's got some interception numbers. Who's the other receiver that I can't think of? Wes Chandler, Kellen Winslow, and Charlie Joyner, that's it. EB3 he's an EB3, but he's an A7. So he's a good player. So they'll be fun to play with, even though they're probably going to lose. Okay. San Francisco. Let's see what Montana's card looks like in 1983. There we go. All right, so there's the 49ers. How'd they do? They went 10-6. All right, so there's Matt Kavanaugh as a backup. There's Dwight Clark. He's an EB487, the catch. Put his hands high up in the air and caught it against Dallas in 81, I think it was. Roger Craig. They got Roger Craig as a fullback. I didn't know that. I'd have put him as a halfback. He was one of the few players to get 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in the same season. Yeah, they got a lot of 4s. Hey, look, Ricky Gervais. Nice. All right, Rick Gervais. Dwight Hicks is a 4. Where's Montana? There's Montana. So he's a 4. There's Ronnie Lott. I assume this is pre-Jerry Rice because his rookie card was 86. Ronnie Lott. Let's see. There's Montana. He's a 4. I really want to play like Montana versus Marino. Yeah, Montana. Okay. All right, who's left? I got a couple of teams left here. Seattle, yeah. I mean, the only thing I would look for with Seattle is what's Steve Largent's card look like. He's a 5, okay. When he retired, he had the most touchdowns and catching in NFL history, and then Jerry Rice came along and shattered that. So he's a 5. What else we got? We got Tampa. Let's see. So that's that. All right, we got Tampa, and who else we got? Tampa and Washington? Yeah. So I have to look at Washington because they won the Super Bowl, or they lost the Super Bowl that year. So looking at Tampa, how'd they do that year? Yeah, they were 2-14. They weren't great. In fact, I'm probably going to end up with 2s in the starting lineup for them. Anybody noteworthy here? Cottney. Oh, it's a 3. I thought I saw a 5. Oh, Jimmy Giles is a 3. He's a B4. Who was their quarterback in '83? That wasn't Doug. No, that was Doug Williams was with Washington by then, I think. Because he won this. Didn't he win the Super Bowl? Is that Jack Thompson, the guy from Cincinnati? Oh, that guy stinks. Oh, there we go. Hugh Green was an outside linebacker 4. Look at that. WR and FRK. So he's all over the ball. I don't think he had much help. David Logan is a nose tackle 4. A couple 4s on defense. It's nice. Beasley Reese. Is that pre-Giants? Beasley Reese, he's a 3. Oh, Leroy Selman. We're both Selman brothers here, Leroy and Dewey. I remember having their football cards. Leroy Selman's an N. They must have had a decent defense. Not only one Selman, though, so I don't see a Dewey Selman. There's Jack Thompson. That guy stinks. But look at that. He's got some good numbers. 42 is a 9. 64 is a 10. I mean, how did he do? He was almost 60% completion. Just 18 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. So, yeah, I see a 16. I see a 25. I see is that the only? I see a 22 at 56. Actually, not bad. It'll be interesting to see how he does. If they can get more than one game in with the little bracket that I'm going to do. All right, there's your Bucks, and let's look at Washington real quick, and then I'll move on to getting the bracket out and showing you the bracket. This is actually a longer video than I thought, but I'm just having fun going through the cards. If you want to watch with me, that's fine. So I have Jeff Bostic at 4. Charlie Brown, he's a clown. EB4A8. Dave Butts, defensive tackle 5. So right off the bat, I'm getting some 4s and 5s here. Ooh, now we're not really getting that many anymore. Darrell Green was only a 3. He's the fastest man in the NFL. He's only getting a 3. Texas A&M Kingsville, I've been there. Russ Grimm, these are the Hogs, right? The Hogs off guard 5. Russ Grimm. Joe Jacoby, tackle 5. I would assume I'll see Dexter Manley and Charles Mann. Yeah, there's Dexter Manley as a 4. QS 7. W2. Nice. He got back into coverage. Charles Mann is only a 2, though. Wow. Okay. Mark May. Art Monk. Mark Murphy is a 5. Yeah, this is a good defense. W10. Yeah, this is a good defense. John Riggins is a 5. Who was their quarterback? Was it Doug Williams? This wasn't Jay Schrader time, was it? Oh, it was Theismann. Oh, okay. Theismann was their quarterback. There's another tackle, George Stark, a tackle 4. Boy, their offensive line was amazing. There's Theismann. He's a 5. Holy cow. How do you do? 60%, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Theismann. Him and Montana, both Notre Dame guys. Joe Washington, a 4. Yeah, this will be a fun team to play with, too. All right, so let's take a look real quick the bracket that I put together. If you can only look at this desk, I got card stacks all over the place. Card stacks there and I got card stacks all over the place. So let's look at the bracket that I put together here. Let's minimize you. All I did was go 1 to 32. I created 4 regions, just like the NCAA tournament. I put 28 teams in and then gave so 7 teams per region. I gave the top team a bye. So in the first region, Washington gets the bye, and then you got Minnesota at New Orleans, Philly at the Rams, San Diego at Cleveland. Second region, the East, it's Miami has a bye, Buffalo, New England, Giants, Detroit, and Kansas City, Seattle. South region, Dallas is the bye, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Denver. And the final region, the Raiders are the bye, and then Jets, Bears, Houston at San Francisco, and Atlanta at St. Louis. We're just going to play through this. It's single elimination, so as soon as you lose, you're out. This is no more than, about 25 games. I can do this in a few months as I mix it in with all my other games. And we'll see what happens. It should be fun. So there you go, everyone. That's my unboxing. That's my 1983 plans. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all later.